Hi, thank you for tuning in. I have a message from ancestors today. It seems to be that is the predominant theme. It has been coming up not only for myself, but seems like I have to share messages with others as well. So let's dive into it and see what we have today. The first card we have up is the Three of Cups, which is a card of celebration. And, technically, it's usually with other people, whether you're celebrating a job well done, and it could be just your own celebration. Let's see what else comes up with that to see what it is you're celebrating. You're finally coming into a place of emotional depth. You are understanding where you have been emotionally. And this Three of Cups is not only a place of understanding, but also a place of joy because of that understanding. When you have those new realizations and epiphanies of how things are connected and, what happens, it just can bring about a lot of joy and freedom. I'm seeing lilies standing out for somebody right now, daffodils. Someone screwing in with a manual screwdriver, screwing in a screw. All right, let's see what else we have here. And the reason why you've been feeling emotionally more fulfilled and deep and ready to celebrate is because you've been moving away from something that clearly wasn't fulfilling you emotionally. And it might have been something good. There might have not been anything wrong with it, but it just wasn't what you needed. And that shows up here with the Ten of Swords. So there was a closing out of something that, I don't know, it could have been a very painful ending. And I'm feeling that it was a bit of a painful ending, whether it was a relationship, a friendship, a job. But something came to an end. But in that, you found release and a reason to move forward. And since you did do that, and I feel like that this is all kind of seems like a past energy, and you're sitting in a place of, and you're sitting in that place of well-being right now. You've successfully overcome something that was very painful, and you went through an emotional transition to do it. And take the time to celebrate now and just take a moment to breathe. We have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is about kind of rushing into things. It's that quick movement. And birds are significant for somebody. I'm seeing, I'm thinking about an American goldfinch, but here you see a little yellow bird on the rear end of this horse. And, it's in a forward movement. And with the crow flying with it, and even though this is a crow deck, it's coming across as you being the horse. You're surrounded by your ancestors, and you're surrounded by guides and your angels and friends who support you moving forward from where you were. Because it was a place of being held back, and it was a place of bondage of sorts. You were trapped in a situation, or you felt trapped until you gained some clarity. And I feel like you had some help in that, in moving away from that painful situation as you set out to move forward. Yes, and I am getting the Two of Cups with the Devil card. I truly believe I'm not picking up like it was a relationship. It was a very, I'm getting something long term, but there was a false, it wasn't, I think it was for the benefit of both people. I'm getting it was for the benefit of both of you for the separation, because you felt like you had to stay in that situation. And whether, like I say, it was a friendship or a work type of relationship, or you know, a romantic relationship, it's that, and it doesn't make the other person bad. Just because things don't work out doesn't make the other person a bad person. Sometimes there are situations, I'm not going to deny that come up, but sometimes with people, it's just good people. Just because someone is good doesn't mean they're right for you, is what I'm getting at. And I think that's what happened here, is that there was a realization of that had to end, and there's been a place of liberation since that. All right, so let's see what we can get on the energy moving forward, and some advice now that things have been freed up for you, and for you both. Actually, I'm going to say for you both. I'm not getting like a horrible vibe. Like it's, everything, endings are sad. The devil is not, I'm not feeling like it was a huge horrible thing. I think it was just the illusion of you had to, this is kind of how it is. All right, let's see, what do you have for us? And again, we have the Knight of Swords. So your advice on this is to keep moving forward. Keep going. Because you're on the right track. The Queen of Cups is out, and now the King of Cups is out. So you've reached your emotional depths. And what's going to happen is you're going to reach your emotional stability. So you're going to start feeling even more and more of yourself, more secure. The new steps of leaving any type of relationship or moving into a new job or anything, it's a hard thing to do. And it's scary even when you know you're doing the right thing. So things are coming into alignment with that for you. Oh, and you got the Emperor. So you went right from the movement, you're still going, and you're hitting this, you're going to be hitting this stride of emotional stability, and you're going to be sitting like a boss, which I think is a great place to be. Four of Emperor, four is a number of stability. I'm seeing a paper boat. I'm seeing a paper boat in this King of Cups, and that's standing out to me as emotions that seem like they were big at the time, but turns out that they just don't last, because after a while the paper boat gets soggy and wet and it kind of sinks, so it's not a lasting emotional well-being, and instead you're going to be sitting, like standing in a more grounded place, and it won't be the paper boat. It's firm land, and you're rising up. So when you go up this ladder with the emperor, and you're sitting at the top of the stairs and you're looking down and you're looking, I get this feeling of looking back and being able to say, I did it. I did it. Look what I did. And then we have the sun. Card of happiness and joy, of things just working out. The decision you made was a good decision for you. And I'm getting with the sun to revel in the freedom. And as things are illuminated to you, don't take things too seriously with yourself, especially if you start feeling guilty about faults and things. It's not the time to do that. And let your inner child kind of come out and play a little bit to kind of soften out that emperor energy, because you know how when we get kind of going and we get a little bit in boss mode big time, and then we kind of burn out a little bit. You don't want to burn out. You want to maintain that. And I think there is a balance in that moving forward, to just kind of take a moment to sit back and play a little, enjoy the sun. Because the stability in the King of Pentacles is where you're going to be. And this is in all areas of your life. So keep moving forward. You're coming into a very stable, grounded, happy time of your life. So if you needed confirmation that the decision that you made was the right one, this is it. But I'm sure you already know that by now. I'm just going to pick a couple of oracle cards here to see if there's any final message that keeps saying spirit, but it's the ancestors, and they're telling me to look at this card. Don't let your gifts go to waste. For some, this is that specific for somebody. Don't let your gifts go to waste. And the only reason why I'm seeing that is I'm seeing like the fruit and stuff on the ground, and I know that's abundance normally, but for me that's standing out as abundance, that you have your gifts, not material, but your actual gifts. Don't let them go to waste. All right. Let's see what we have for some final advice. Adventure. Embrace adventure as a journey of exploration and discovery. It adds excitement and growth. And you can see this crow is ready to take off for an adventure. So bring with that sun energy, go on those adventures. And pay attention to the signs and messages you're receiving from your ancestors, because they're guiding you on this path. Especially if you're tapping into any of your psychic abilities, spiritual gifts, or if you're kind of embracing your history, they are going to leave you messages. Ask them for it. Ask for the messages and they will leave you the messages. They will help you along your journey, but you have to ask. You have to allow the help and guidance. So you are being guided. You are being guided. They're sending you the messages to guide you on this grand adventure. Let's move that a little bit here. So I think it's time for you to go on a grand adventure. I think that's wonderful. Let's see if there's anything else that's coming through for anybody. Paisley tie, purple paisley tie is coming up for somebody. And I'm seeing a table, a finely set table. A finely set table with chairs around it. It's a white tablecloth with embroidery around it. There's fruit and a beautiful centerpiece in the middle. It's a very warm setting. There are no plates or anything down yet. And I'm getting the words, come sit at the table. So I hope that resonates with someone. If it does, please leave a like below, comment, and I will see you next time. Love you so much.